All right, hello. I am finally back. I mean, I guess if you're just now watching these and they're all here, I haven't been anywhere. But it's been a week since I did my last videos. It was kind of a crazy week. School was back in session, so that was always fun, and I was not able to get back to finish these tutorials, so I'm getting that done today. I was able to decorate all my other pages. So here's this. I found this was part of the recipe page, so I cut it and made it fit. So bread recipe. I'll just do this quickly. I'll do a complete walkthrough in another video. But here's page 1. Page 2. Now I know some of you are worried about not having enough paper if you only do 2 kits. This is where you can save on that paper. This was 2 sheets of paper to do all this background and the yellow in here. You could do this in plain red cardstock, whatever color cardstock you want. You could do this part because a lot of that is covered up with your recipe cards anyway. So there are ways to get through this with just 2 kits. But I just get crazy, and when I learned on using 3 kits. The book that I did for my mother, The Country Kitchen, was done with 2 kits. So it can be done. You just have to learn to be more frugal with your paper than I tend to be. So there's page 2. Page 3. Again, you could do this in plain color cardstock. This or this could have been done in plain colored cardstock. This is page 4. So we have all these places to put our recipe cards. On our pull-out, I made tuck spots out of the stickers. But see, even I used plain red. And then in some of my spots, some of my pages. So there's page 4. Page 5. I just love how there's 19 different places. I mean, I know there's not 19, but it seems like 19 different places where you could put your recipe cards. I'm a little shaky today. I've had to do a breathing treatment this morning. Last night, whenever I got gas for my car, the man at the pump right on the other side of mine was smoking cigarettes like there was no tomorrow. And it just set me off, and I've breathing treatments last night, breathing treatments this morning. It's fun times, fun times. I was never a smoker, but I get to have the issues apparently. So here's the inside of page 6. Again, lots of spaces where you could just use that plain color cardstock. And then this is the new part that was not on the Country Kitchen book. I made that little tuck spot there. I love, blue's my favorite color, so that might be why, but I love this paper. And here's my pull-out. Again, I've got lots of tuck spots. So I can tuck in, let's just go ahead and do that. Recipe cards. Oh. Or pictures. Somebody said that they have lots of memories of summer spent with their grandmother and recipes, and so they're going to use one of these for that, and I absolutely love it. That's what cooking should be, is memories with people, pictures. Jot down those memories, save that stuff. So anyway, here's that blue paper. Remember, this is that magic band, the magic belly band. So open it up. There's my OSU orange. My recipe cards. I have ordered some little recipe card slips, and they use them to keep your recipe cards clean. They should have been here on Friday, but because I live, I guess, far out, they're going to get here on Tuesday. So I will do an update with that, but I'm going to glue those onto here, and then I can slip my cards in and out. Had I known I was going to get those, I would have done that for my movable waterfall too. I could have glued those on, and then I could have slipped recipe cards in and out. Somebody on one of the Facebook posts said that she's using photo corners, which is a brilliant idea also. So there's several ways you can do it to make them to where you can remove them. Like my mother says, you know, you got to be able to take it out of the book. So yeah, great ideas. All right. And then this is how I did my page 8. Had those simple pockets on the front. I decided to do a continuous picture just because I love the scenery. So we did that. And then when you open this, we have our pull-out accordion. This cute little card came from another, I think it's Farm to Table. Yes, that I had left over. So I used it here because this kit does not have very many 4x6s. I think it only had one actually. And then the top, I just did another scenery. I will probably put a tuck spot up here so I can tuck another recipe card or a picture in there. So there's our quick recap of our pages done. Now we're going to do the last page. Excuse me. Which is going to be just a big old pocket. All right, so we had only 2 things to cut out. I did go ahead and cut out my back sheet that I'm going to use. Here's our book. I need to glue those down. See, I tried the tape. We're just going to just end up gluing this down on top as our backer page. So I'm going to build it on top of it. We're going to re-glue all of that. Not re-glue. I used tape the first time around. I try to get worldly and it just doesn't work. So inside back cover, IBC, not irritable bowels. IBC, inside back cover A, all right, is 11 by 5.5. And then we do a whole lot of scoring on this. So we're going to score at half, 1, 1.5, 2, and 2.5. Remember, I put my scoreboard sideways because I'm a weirdo. Half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. Then I'm going to turn it around. And I'm going to do that all again. Half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. All right, so then I have equal measurements on both sides. Along the bottom, I'm going to score at half and 3/4, but I forgot to do the 3/4 when I pre-scored, so that's going to be a gusset. We love our gussets. So we are going to have to do a little trimming on this. This is going to be the side of our pocket. This is the bottom of our pocket. We are going to cut out this rectangular space here, okay? So I'm going to go to the end, the most inside score line that I did. And I am going to cut that score line up to the 3/4 score line that we did going across. All right, so a snip up, And then I'm going to snip that whole little section out. Oh, I'm so shaky. I am so sorry. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And cut up. All right, so this is what we look like now. So let's go ahead and fold our bottom lines. Of course, they all go in. Where's my handy dandy? That's the 3/4. There's my 1/2 line. And now I'm going to accordion fold these, okay? So I'm going to start on the inside, most inside. Here's our pocket that we're going to see. I'm going to start at that 2-inch, right? 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, that 2.5-inch score line. And I'm going to fold it in. I'm going to try to keep this as straight along with this edge as I can. Okay, so 2.5 goes in. The 2-inch score line comes out. All right, now we're at 1.5 score line. Fold in. 1 inch, fold out. And that 1/2 inch, fold in. Okay, so this is our 1/2 inch score line, and this is going to go flat against our paper. Okay, and there's one side done, so let's go and do the other side. We're going to start at that 2.5 inch score line, fold in, two inch, fold out, 1.5, fold in, still pretty straight, 1 inch, fold out, and 1/2 inch, fold in. Ta-da! See? It's an expandable pocket. Now, we are going to end up gluing this like this. So what I like to do, and you can use paper clips or any kind of clips you have. I have these handy dandy tiny things that I got from the Dollar Tree. They work amazingly well. So I'm going to put a spot of glue right there, a scrimmaging, if you will. I'm going to fold. This is my gusset. This is my bottom 1/2 inch. And I'm going to fold them to where they meet. And then I'm going to pinch them with the jaws of life, because I want that to stay. See? So now it will settle in, get all nice and friendly and stick together. So we're going to do the same thing with this side. I am going to put my spot of glue, fold it up. See how they're meeting here? Jaws of life, pinch it. Okay. I'm going to clean out that extra glue. All right, we're just going to let those kind of sit and hang out for a minute, get bonded, stuck together. And then we have inside back cover part B. Part B is 6 across by 4 3/4 tall. We are going to score at 1/2 inch and 3/4. So this is going to be our top, right? Our little flap over, our cover, our clothes. And I'm going to put a gusset on it too, because I don't like them whenever they just bulge so far out. So I've turned it around. I've got my humps up. I'm going to fold it in. I am going to go ahead and snip my corners. I would have had this up yesterday, but my nieces are getting ready to go to Disney World. And so, of course, I had to make them stuff to take. So I made autograph books yesterday and cards to go with their gift cards. They are 6 and 9. No, 7 and 9. And the 7-year-old just thinks it's horribly cool to have a credit card to use at Disney. And then Uncle Robert, my husband, said, no, we don't use credit cards at Disney anymore because we already own a whole teacup. That's how much money we've spent there. But it's fun. It's my happy place. We go every 5 years. He doesn't. My daughter and I go. He's holding out until we have grandchildren. Then he'll go. All right, so these are almost set. We're going to go ahead and glue this bad boy down. Okay, so I've got this. I'm going to measure. We're really just going to kind of ballpark it. I do want to be able to put recipe cards in it standing up. So that looks good. That's where I'll glue it down. Boy, it's a good thing I don't have to have steady hands for a living. I would have to live in a dust-free, smell-free, asthma-controlled climate. All right. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of ballpark it. That looks like a good spot. We're even on the sides. I am going to get out a little ruler so I can push down on these sides, because if I were to stick my finger in there, I would inevitably pull it up and make it worse. I can do that on the bottom, but I'm afraid to do it for the sides. All right, so there's everything smushed. Oh, I like it. Okay. So there's our expandable pocket. Now we're going to go ahead and stick this in here so we can see how high up. And I'm going to go ahead and attach my top. And I want it to go approximately this line. Yeah, I'm going to line it up with this line right here. Now, I'm going to show you a trick to have this part be hidden. I should have done it earlier on the inside flap on page 8, where I messed up and I should have put the flap down first and then put the paper down, but I didn't. So then I put some little border piece up there. Another way you can do this. So I am going to take my piece and I'm going to line it up, okay? Because I'm going to draw a line. And I've decided I want it to go along right where this white and this red meet. Okay, I'm even here on my sides with my pocket. And what I'm going to do, I will draw that line. I'm going to get out my X-Acto knife and I am going to cut it. And then I'll be able to slip that little hinge underneath and I won't have to worry about covering it. Do you have to do this? Absolutely not. It's just a trick that you can hold in your cap. So I've got that cut. Needs to be just a little bit longer. So I'm going to cut it just a little bit more on each side. So this is where my pencil mark ended, okay? But I went ahead and cut it. Boy, I don't know if you can see that at all. About another 1/8 on each side. That's going to make it easier for it to go in. And I have an eraser. There it is. I'm going to erase that pencil mark. And then we're going to just slide that right in. So then whenever we cover the inside, we don't have to worry about this big brown band right there. So it is in. I'm going to turn it over and we're going to glue it down from this side. I'm pulling it out just a little bit more so I can get my glue on good. Oh my goodness. This is terrible. All right, so pull my gusset back through. Line up my front. There it is. And then just press down. All right, so there's my score line for my gusset. And now I'm just pressing down. And that is how you do a hidden hinge. It has gotten easier the more I've done it. I have done some in the past that just really look jacked up. But practice makes perfect. So there is our pocket. I'm going to do magnets here and here. On the other book, I did the little string, and that was a hot mess getting that to work. And I just don't like the way it ended up going, so I'm not going to do it here. I will do 2 magnets, 1 on either side. You know I love my Scotch tape. Then we'll do them to put on the pocket. fold it. I'm going to want that gusset to be as straight as I can get it. Smush, smush, smush. There's my magnets. So once you got this good and down, go through and make sure you're burnishing this accordion well, or else it will continuously pop out. And we want it to not lay completely flat, but we don't need it to be unruly. Ta-da! All right, so there's the inside back corner. The next video will show attaching our pages to the inside of our book. I'll see you then. Bye.